Hey guys, welcome to RJ's Travels. My name is Russell James, but you can call me RJ. Where will my travels take me today? Follow along and find out. Hey guys, so I'm here at the abandoned state park of Magnolia Lake in Keystone Heights near Camp Landing. This park is a relic of an abhorrent time in Florida's history. This was the segregated sister park to Mike Roess Goldhead Branch State Park, which was one of the original Florida state parks. This was constructed in 1957, and in 1964, following lawsuits, protests, and even pressure from the federal government itself, the Florida state parks became fully integrated. In the 70s, the park eventually shut down, and the land was bought back by Camp Landing. As you can see, the Florida Trail cuts through this land, and it'll take you to the ruins of this abandoned state park. Come along. Now, as you embark on the trail, don't forget to register here. You never know what might happen while you're out there. This trailhead is located just off of State Road 21 in Keystone Heights. Every so often you can see the orange blazes on the tree marking the Florida Scenic Trail. Since this is my first full-length video on YouTube, I'd like to take the time to introduce myself. So, I love to travel, as you can tell from the name of this channel. I've been to all 175 state parks in Florida twice, and I've actually written a poetry book about the state parks. I love to explore abandoned places, roadside attractions, state parks, national parks. But most importantly, I love sharing the stories behind these places. Walking along this trail gives you time to reconnect with nature and also reflect on the history of this place. All the stories here that have been told. All the families here who used to spend time together on the lake. Gives you something to think about, doesn't it? I would like to add that entry to this place is free. However, be aware that there are no restrooms, and also, don't forget your bug spray, sunscreen, and some H2O. Once you get to this intersection, keep going straight. We just had Hurricane Debbie come along, so the terrain's still a little rough. Just step over the trees, and you'll be well on your way. For the next half mile, the Florida Trail will be passing through the former grounds of Magnolia Lake State Park. A vestige of segregation, Magnolia Lake operated as a paired state park with nearby Goldhead Branch State Park, and was built in the 1950s to provide separate facilities to African American visitors. In the 1970s, the park closed and the property was turned back over to Camp Landing. Let's keep going. And here we are, the last remnants of Magnolia Lake State Park. Now isn't that a nice warm welcome? I'm not sure if this structure was once a cabin or a ranger station, but either way, it certainly gives off horror movie vibes. One thing is for sure, this structure could do with some TLC. Just a heads up, this place does get used for hunting during hunting season, so be careful, be cautious, be cognizant, and above all else, be safe. This appears to be playground equipment. As you can see, not much remains of the park. And here is the star of the show, Lake Magnolia. You can see the overgrown ruins of the bathhouse as well. Remember when I said there weren't restrooms here? Well, I stand corrected. Looks like they've added porta potties since my last visit here. The lake ripples forever in time's tide. The docks have eroded over the years and are no longer safe to stand on. Take a moment, take a deep breath, and take it all Magnolia Lake State Park remained active for nearly 20 years before it was finally decommissioned in the 1970s. For almost 4 decades, it was all but forgotten, until 2015 when local historian Robert Dews documented the history of this park and brought it to the attention of the public eye. As a result, there is now a historical state marker off the side of Highway 21, which tells the story of this park. He believed it was a sign of how far we've come. And what can you do to preserve the history of sites like this? Well, follow the golden rule. Recreate responsibly. Take nothing but pictures and leave nothing but footprints. Future generations will thank you for that.